everyone, it's SK95. Welcome back to more Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. Last time, we finished off all of Agniratha, but I might as well admit something right now. By the time I recorded this, I completely forgot to save at a certain point, so honestly speaking, I lost all my save data up to before Agniratha. So thankfully though, I managed to get most of the things back, thankfully, but I just had to grind up as well. I also grinded up several art books that would be very helpful for the journey ahead. There are art books I've missed, by the way, but they are very good. And this time, though, we're going to have another thing we also mentioned, that there is another side quest that I missed that we need to grab back at Fallen Arm. This side quest is very, very missable. Because, like a dummy, I completely, utterly forgot about this side quest. I don't remember if anyone talks in this side quest, but I will leave Dumban on there because of that case. Also, affinity has changed. So, certain characters' affinity are higher than others. Hello, Zux. Do you know of Arthorax? Oh, Miss Godfather. Alright. Whatever, Zux. Yes. How could that have happened? Those were some of the most important memories. Sounds like you've got a problem. Well, Shulk, this is our cue. Yep, let's do whatever we can. Do you think you could hear me out on this one last time? I was going through the memories you retrieved for us, and I realized some of the most important ones were missing. Those memories cannot be restored, but there is a separate backup. I know it's rude of me to ask, but could you go find it, the backup? We must finish what we started. I too am somewhat interested in your people. The backup is a single chip, so there is less to find than before, but doing so may be more difficult. Even so, will you do it? Memory on 903 on the Judicial District of Agniratha. This is one of the ones that you will miss. Wrong, leave it to me. Very good, let's sort this out. So also, affinity has changed, so Shulk and Dumban have might as well show off the affinity change through the collective opportunity charts. Shulk's affinity of everyone else is really high because, as a point out, Shulk has one of the best affinity charts that links, with the exception of Fiora being one of the worst. Everyone else is around the same affinity as they were before. Certain affinities are different, so keep an eye out because I may have messed up in the affinity. So, outright speaking, I've managed to get 5-star affinity as well, so there's that. There's no 5-star quest except for the one for Agniratha. So let's go and grab that quest and get that out of the way because Judicial District is very easy to find. All you have to do is go up. There is also several art books. Since I got those art books, there's several of them that I'd recommend going after certain unique monsters. One of the unique monsters by one of the bigger Telethia corpses is actually one of them that you want to go after. It's actually one of the best ones you can get, because it's one of the few enemies that can drop the advanced art book for Shulk. In particular, the advanced art book for Light Heal. Light Heal is Shulk's best healing art, so you want to get that out of the way immediately, because you're going to be using that art book a lot. Also, we managed to get Double Wind and... Alright, I guess I forgot to check that one. Light Heal, as you can tell, is insane. Also, you can see how much AP I got from Ridiculousness. Yeah, that's kind of a case. Maxing out Light Heal, as well as getting Stream Edge, it's very good to get these art books, because it's very good to get all of them. Now, breaks can last 10 seconds, so it's actually very good. As much as I'd like to recommend that art book, I would not recommend it at all. You want to get Minato Armor up, by the way, because Minato Armor is your most used art. Only because it does a lot of effects. There's also, I got another art book for Burninate, which is decently helpful. It does half the damage blaze effect every 2 seconds, so it's 20 seconds, it does a lot of damage. Unfortunately, I could not re-replicate getting the Worldly Slash, so I'm going to have to go Bum Rush for the Worldly Slash. I did get Electric Gutbuster on one of the enemies, so it's very good that I got that, because that way I can actually get it. The only enemy that drops the Electric Gutbuster is definitely Destructive Boris again. He is one of the few enemies that also drops the art book for Summon Copy. Unless you want to wait a while to get better art books, you're better off in going after it because it's a bit easier. Now, there's another enemy around me back on Machina's field I'd recommend going after later. One of the biggest you probably want to go after is the enemy that drops the art book for Magnum Charge. This is the best Magnum Charge for Rhine. Is very good. Now, Warswing also dropped from a similar enemy type as well, so I'm glad I got that art book, so yeah. As you can tell, I changed around my arts. I got rid of Bone Upper because, to be honest, while it's useful in the vacuum, it doesn't exactly have the necessary need. The only reason it does it is agility down. Useful But until you get more agility enemies, it tends to be wasteful if you want to have it. I also managed to get an art book for Summon Aqua and Summon Earth. Earth is better, actually, considering the fact that you get more damage out of it because it's actually very good. I actually didn't realize how good it was, so I decided to go after the art itself because it's way too good not to pass up. And now he's maxed out Melia. Alright. There we go. And last but not least, I also put on Power Effect as well, so that we can actually have Power Effect. Charlotte Kick, okay. And Charlotte gained Heal Blast from the annoying enemy known as Majestic Mordred. Mordred is the biggest pain in the neck. A big warning with that fight I forgot to mention on that fight is if you're not careful, you're going to run into problems. The best case scenario I'd recommend, outright speaking, is the fact that you want to put armor up as soon as you start the fight. This way, while you do it, the Mega Flamethrower attack will not hit you. Or at least not do massive damage to you like it would normally. Now, there's Destructive Boris over here. I want to go after that Worldly Slash art book. I'm going to cut out any of these fighting because it's a random fight. So, it's not like I care that much. Ricky getting high affinity of everyone is very good. However, the biggest warning about Ricky is the fact that he naturally will be higher level than other people at a certain point due to the fact that he has a lot of arts and skills that give him a lot more experience. We're probably not going to be going to Man of Shrine until the next video because I'd rather do this now. Because there's a lot of things I want to cover because I forgot about them. Because you can never come back here after Man of Shrine. I am not kidding you, this actually closes off after Man of Shrine, so you want to get this now. I also managed to get every single Collectopedia page fixed out so we don't have to worry about it afterwards. So, very good for me. Alright. That's interesting. Sure, a glyph. Oh my god, really? Garter 2 and Garter 3 and Lord... Aw, man, I don't like these. Certain things I couldn't replicate is Heal Round from Matita Finea. I don't care that much. Okay. Hate that. So the bridge always is my least favorite thing. The Wise Grimmery is going to be obnoxious, but I don't care that much. I also put double attack on Shulk and changed around some of their gear. As you can tell, a lot of people are different looking because of the case of it. I did it because only one reason alone. I'd rather do that so I have better affinity and points. Rather than points, it's just better defenses because, honestly speaking, while the classes help, defensively, they are terrible. That was obnoxious. I hate when that game does it. Even though you say as the game loads up the area, it doesn't do that as well, so yeah, unfortunately for me, I have to go after things. So, Wise Grimmery does have certain art books I'd recommend. One of them I will put on screen right now. So, yeah, there's a lot of good art books here. You want to make sure you get everything. Some unique monsters drop art books, some others don't. Tristan does not drop any good art books, I'll be honest, because really, it's not that good. Well, that was easy. What did I get from this Tristan? Well, it's always Argus. I swear to goodness sake. If you don't need the item, you can technically just toss it. I do that all the time because I really don't like having items I don't need because it's really filling up with the inventory. Also, I don't really need certain items, especially when they're not useful all around. So there's another unique monster. This is the one I was talking about that gives you the Light Heal art book. Vanguard Ekro technically gives the art book for Light Heal, and it's one of the few enemies that actually does it, so you want to get this art book. There's also an art book around here for enemies that have Battle Soul. You already got that art book back on the tomb, Agni's tomb, so don't bother with it. You get one for free anyway, it's not like it matters. Also, whenever you're using Shulk, you want to make sure you have him on non-AI, because AI Shulk has a tendency to spam Battle Soul during the battle, no matter what when the art is available to. Or he doesn't have enough for the attack. So it's very annoying to do so it's obnoxious. I got a Buddy Buddy art book. That's actually very good. You can pick one item and just have it. You can actually see what items you have, especially here. So if we have a learned art book, by the way, it's useless to us. We might as well just discard it. It discards all the multiples of it, though, so be careful when art books happen. Buddy Buddy back? Okay, good. Ricky has a lot of arts that I would recommend going after, but right now, it's fine. Ricky is not the highest damage dealer in the world, though. There we go. Tantrum and everything else is up to 10. And Hero Time is incredibly good to get the art book for because it's insanely good because the effect is random of how much it increases. Technically, art to art is when how many arts you get. If you max out the art books, yeah, it's very good. You want to get most of the art books here, by the way, because it's very, very painful to go after areas. Also, I forgot to unlock the gates. Whoops. Those others, whoops. Okay, that's bothersome, but it's not like it's the end of the world. There's also something I missed on Machina's factory. Now, keep in mind, the only reason I missed it is because I actually completely forgot about it. Keep in mind, though, this is the first time I'm ever going to do that, and it's the last time I'm ever going to do that. There's somewhere on the bottom down here that actually is a droppable point, if memory serves it correctly. That area over there. You want to find a point where you can actually jump in that area, because otherwise you're swimming in the ether poison. I'm not kidding you, this is actually poisonous. By the way, Agniratha actually has an art book that's really good, so you might as well go after him and kill him for the art book. Or at least the chance of the art book, because the chances on art books are insanely low. I am not getting on the chances of art books. It's so low. Also, the AI is known to do stupid things. As also mentioned during this, you want to make sure you get items that you also want to get from Max Affinity. Ryan's Energy Aubergine is actually found here. So make sure you get it now so you don't have to go for it later. There is an elevator right over here that I'd recommend going to so you can actually drop down to it. You want to drop into the area that's completely looks like a black circle. Not the area that has platforms, because there's actually also a unique monster down there that's missable. Because affinity coins are a pain in the butt to grab. You want to get this on your first trip. So let's go all the way this way, because I know for a fact this is where it is. There it is. You want to drop down that way, so it's going to be a bit of a pain in the neck. Because there's nowhere above it that I remember correctly. Actually, there is. I art dummy. Alright, whatever. I have to risk this. So if I fall, I fall. Whatever. There it is. Let's see if we can make this jump. We've made the jump. Alright, we've made it, no problem. Do not fall into the bad spot, so... Water! Spent fuel tank is the area I was talking about. Now we actually have every single area, so the map clears itself out. Very good, because this area is also home to a few items that you cannot find normally. Mossy panel, as well as for that one quest you want to grab for later. Energy Aubergine, of course. The Commander Akarian, I believe, is actually one of the more dangerous spike enemies. Let's try to get rid of it because it's going to be obnoxious. I don't remember what spike it has. I think it's a damage spike. It's a sand spike. Okay. To stop a damage spike, of course, there's two methods. Banana Purge, or you can actually do the funner strategy, which is just knock it down with topple. Use this opportunity to use Happy Happy. Do less damage so that way you don't accidentally trigger another one, because that way you don't have to worry about it. If you want my advice, you're better off making sure higher level so you can actually avoid the fight. Avoid a bad fight, because this fight is obnoxious, especially with a counter spike. As you can tell, it's definitely working because this thing is spent and now it's about to lose no matter what. So let's just cluster it and slam it in the ground. Offensive scouts are obnoxious enemies, so let's just get rid of them. Reinforced thruster, alright, whatever. Let's see what items to drop this time. Wow, that's engage. That's decently good for Ryan. Engage is the art I was talking about. Oh, actually, I checked. Ryan got the last skill for a skill tree. Yeah, I also grind up on skill trees that I tried to get maximized. Fiora, unfortunately, because I lost the progress, I lost energy explosion, so I'm going to have to go after that later. I already checked it. Thank you, game. Now, Engage was the art, if memory serves me correctly, that forces an aggro. That's right, the art I didn't use. It forces aggro and increases Mad Taunts increase. And it forces a lock-on with a longer effect time. It's only useful in a vacuum. I wouldn't recommend it all that much. Unless you know Ryan's going to tank very well, don't bother with it. Now, of course, dropping in the water is a death sentence. Now we have everything done. There's no more side quests in Hidden Machina Village, thankfully. We've already reached 5-star affinity. There is no mistaking it. There is the memory backup. I'll just check the memories. I'm glad everything worked out. Excellent job, Shulk. You're really growing up fast. Really? That means a lot coming from you. I won't let you down. This is it. These are the ones I was looking for. That was such a happy time. Everyone smiling and laughing. This is what everyone wants to see again. Now all of our memories should be returned. Words cannot express my gratitude. For completing this side quest, you get an M100 arms and helm and a slow 4 gem. Good, especially when the lore is slow. So slow is now done. We got everything else done, and now he's talking about reliability work. Unfortunately, there's no real reason to max out the affinity chart, but it is better nonetheless. So, yeah, it's technically very good. We got everything needed for this area, so yeah. I have missed certain quests, so I had to bum rush that. Because, recall correctly, it was before I got Rind, so unfortunately for me, I had to grind all the way back up. There is another side quest that's available down here that I wanted to grab as well. There's also a heart-to-heart I want to do. There are several heart-to-hearts that are available now that we have a lot of affinity with everyone else in the party. Aquia has another side quest. Excuse me, have you seen Ez lately? He's been acting strangely. Burials are fun! Burials are great fun! Could you go into more detail? But Ricky thought Joke knew everything about everything! Not this time, Ricky. We'll just have to listen. I really need to talk to somebody about this. He's been saying and doing some unusual things lately. Shouting things at random or really breaking out into a dance. He never used to act this way. He would have been unthinkable. If you see him, would you mind talking to him for me? I'd like to hear his thoughts on someone from outside the village. Son, shout and dance! Not strange at all! Ricky wants to shout and dance for a new friend, Eyes! You're an odd one. Perhaps if you talk to him, it will trigger some kind of change in Hines. Please talk to him if you get a chance. Speak of Hines, either defense down. Thank you very much. Hopefully you can help Hines snap out of this. No problem, leave it to me. Hold up, I'll show you what you can do! Look, here's no issues with him at all. Don't worry about it. It's like, burials are fun. Those burials are fun. Come on, everyone, get to it.
Hi there.
Huh? What's up? Want to help me dig a hole? Gotta dig a massive hole to bury all the bad things. Burials can't beat a good burial. Bury all the bad things. Bury to forget. Forget and never remember. That's the way to do it. Something's wrong with me. You ask me why I bury stuff? Because I don't want to think about the bad things, of course. If you're going to get in the way, go and do something else. Where are you playing at? What are you doing hanging around here and annoying me? What? Eclea sent ya? She can mind her own business. Stop interfering with me. No. You're persistent, I'll give you that much. Ain't no one ever asked me as long as you lot. Don't worry, I'm alright now. Made me feel better to get all of that off my chest. I feel responsible for all the stuff that Eggo did. How can I be forgiven for all the lives lost? I can't be forgiven. There's only one thing for it. Dig and bury.
Hi there.
You again? What are you hounding me for? Oh yeah, I'm going to put you up to it. Yeah, I understand. I started to calm down a bit. Alright, I understand. If you say that and you're from the Bionis, I ain't gonna doubt you. I'll stop trying to forget all the bad things and focus on the future. Yeah, you're right, of course. I can't promise I'll change straight away, but I'll see what I can do. Thank goodness, he's back to normal. I'm going to miss him talking about burials. It's morbid to say that, but I'm going to miss that.
Welcome.
Ah, I see. I did seem as though there was something on his mind. The pain of what Eggo has done must have affected him terribly. But I don't have to worry anymore. Eds is back to his old self. I'm glad everything worked out. Shook, seeing you so happy. I know, not know why, but it makes me feel warm. What's wrong, Melia? You're kind of staring. You've been an amazing help. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Or your central processor. I'm kidding. Ether defense down, very good for ether damage. So yeah, reaching 5-star affinity of the entirety of this Hidden Machina village is good, because a lot of things get opened up after you do it. One of which is the Ponya Hoof, which you're going to need for a trade. Ponya Hoofs are a pain in the neck to go after, given the fact that you're going to need them for Colony 6. You want to make sure you have everything unlocked for Colony 6, because that way you don't have to come back there later. As you can tell, I grind up a bunch of items because of this, so let's go check the quest log and see if I have the item. Colony 6's housing is ready. I need to get silver antal fibers. I need to get Caterpillar, everything else. There's a Rainbow Slug you need to grab. However, I've gotten pretty much everything else that we need to get. I've gotten pretty much everything else, so let's check the items. So check the Wikipedia. Nope. Nope. And there we go. I think it goes for quest items. There we go. We have everything we need. We got the Frost Glass, Arc Coil. We got everything else for this. We need 5 Emerald Zirconia as well. So, yeah, we pretty much got everything that we needed to get done. Now, I'm going to warn you now that there is items that you want to grab here as well. Such as coins, case in point, I need to move around my inventory around and as well as equipment around because apparently my equipment just is garbage. So, there's going to be a lot of cutscenes after the events of Mechonis. Agniratha, so you want to make sure you get everything on your first trip. Otherwise, you're going to be going back around again. And it sucks to do so, but you got no choice. So this is why I'm going to recommend when you get before the end of this, make sure you go after every unique monster and get any art book that you want to get out of them. One of them I'm going to be going after and grinding is, of course, the Worldly Slash art book again because I forgot. I missed. So, another thing to keep in mind is I skip traveled and as well as enemies reloaded. If you skip travel, sometimes enemies respawn. Unique monsters respawn 30% of the time when you do this. You can also save and load to do the same thing process, but it's technically slower because you have to wait for the game to load all the way. Doesn't matter how many times you skip travel, by the way, the game is going to care less. Might as well get rid of the potato in there, yeah. I just realized I only have a million party, which is not a good idea. Oh, this is going to be fun for me. This is the worst downside when you put Melly on the AI. Her AI is programmed not to worry about the art buffs and instead focuses on raw damage because it can't calculate it properly. I am not kidding you, it's a pain. I got War Swing again. I don't need it. No. So yeah, Melly in the party is not exactly a good idea. Especially not on AI, because AI Melia is garbage. Alright, let's see if Boris gives us an art book. I'm going to cut this out. Be right back. Really? Zero gravity? Again? I don't need that. Zero gravity on paper is useful, but its startup time is one of the worst in the game. Because Fiora has to take the entire time just to go all the way up in the air just to use it. I am not kidding you. That's why it's one of the worst. I can't tell you all how many times I had to go after stinking destructive Orburst just to get the Sword Drive art book back. Don't even get me started on the Drive Boost. It's obnoxious. Drive Boost is literally the only way Charlotte actually does any good of as a healer. The worst part is you need to make sure you have cool off, otherwise you're gonna literally be stuck. Otherwise you're gonna be stuck with Charlotte not doing anything for any fights. By the way, I'm not worrying about the glyphs all that much because I have way too many to begin with, and I don't really care about money all that much. I'm not kidding you, because I actually have way more money than I know what to deal with. Because it's also, I went to the beginning of Agniratha, unfortunately for me, I lost certain art books, of course, like I explained, but one of them in particular was Lock On, which I didn't care about, as well as Power Drain. I didn't really care too much about going after those art books again, because honestly speaking, they're a pain in the neck. However, there's certain art books I know I need to grab on the first trip, because going after them later on is legitimately the definition of hell. I'm not kidding you. I'm not kidding you all, it sucks. Because going after the art books... Dang it, Shulk. Why do you do that? Why do you do that to me every time? Why do you always do that to me? Every goddamn time. Oh, for the love of Manef, stop it. There's Destructive Force. Maybe I'll get the art book this time. Lamau! Cutting. Alright, let's see what I got this time. Advanced plate. Whatever, Ricky. Really? Twice? Twice I get zero gravity and I don't need it. Oh look, why is Grimoire again? Grimoire does not exactly have any good art books, by the way, in case you're wondering, so don't bother with Wise Grimoire all that much. The fight itself is too annoying. Don't even bother with Mordred, because Mordred also does not have any good art books. The only thing you want to go after Mordred for is a legging gear that gives you an experience of 3 gems. I am not kidding you. Get away from me! that's pretty much what you want to go after anyway. So, yeah, don't bother going after certain fights. Just go after ones that you know you can get anything out of it, because there's really nothing you can do about it with the art books. Certain art books are just pointless to go after, because you're not going to go after those art books or any case in a point and then use those arts. My answer really, well, how far I was back at, it was technically not Agniratha, it was actually the beginning of Machina, so I lost all that progress, so it sucked. The downside is there's also a unique monster you want to go after that's actually really good you want to go after, because it's in the few enemies that actually drops the art book for Magnum Charge. As well as, I believe, let me put it on screen right now. That art book in particular is also really good, because it's technically one of the better art books you can get. Now, if you have Shulk in the AI, my recommendation, by the way, is to turn off Battle Soul by just getting rid of the art. I'm not kidding you, it's easier that way. Ricky has another skill tree that I need to grab and unlock, so it's technically one of the worst ones to go after. I also need to rectify something that makes me annoyed, but I need to rectify it anyway. Affinity does help the chain attack, but there's also the fact that Shulk's chain link is required to make the chain attack last longer. Another thing to note, you want to have his affinity tension at max. Because tension max is technically the best thing you can get for the thinking a chain attack to keep going. That's why maximum tension always maxes up the chain attack very quickly. Boris. I'm cutting a lot of this out. I should mention one of the art books that are around here for a certain enemy that's really good if you're going to use Ricky for more healing rather than anyone else. Because while Ricky is a good healer, he's not like Charlotte, but it's technically better off you do this because, well, Ricky is better damage-wise, given the fact that Charlotte also is just terrible when it comes to continuing a chain attack going. By the way, I'm going to switch around the arts for Ricky because I don't need it. Like this, because I decided to throw around some poison arts because it's good damage-wise. However, as you can tell, Liturgy is not perfect. It only keeps going to drop the damage rate, so you want to get that out of the way. You can actually do Paralysis instead, which is actually much better. Paralysis is good, considering the enemy actually lowers its agility for it, so it's actually very good to get rid of Craze as well. The enemy I'm talking about is Agniratha, that actually drops the art book for a unique art known as You Can Do It. One of the few times you can actually get that art book, so you might as well grab it now. Shulk's art books in particular, though, are a pain in the neck because it's not until afterwards where you get any good art books besides the Light Heal art book and the last but not least. We also have Topple Up equipped on Shulk, so I switch around the arts that way the Gemstone can actually get more abilities and damage off, because it's really good to do that. Because Topple Up itself is one of the best arts you can put on Shulk. As you can tell, I did massive damage. Of course, effective chain shows back up. I hate this thing. So, unfortunate downside is those dotted enemy lines are common in this area, so you want to make sure you get rid of them. That was obnoxious. Let's see what this one gives me. War Swing again and Delayed Knives. It's one of the few enemies that also drops a cylinder for the Topple Resist. So if you want to worry about Topple, you can actually do that and just get yourself Topple Resist. It's not exactly needed all that much. Plus, there's also a unique monster I missed on my way. So I'm going to actually go back to Central Factory and deal with it. It's one of the few enemies that can actually drop healing energy, which is in itself decent for healing, but I wouldn't recommend it. It's only a few enemies also that drops a cylinder for shield defense. So yeah, a lot of the basic stuff is found here. So there's also enemies here that can grab better art books. There's also another unique monster I missed down here, by the way. I just wanted to make sure I grabbed it. The enemy I'm talking about that gives the Magnum Charge art book, by the way, is a pain in the butt. I am not kidding you, it's the worst in the worst. Because there's no way to skip travel around it, because it's just one of the biggest annoyances. I think that's the guy. There it is. Synchronized Grayas is something I missed on my every time I came here, so I might as well grab him. You want to get him on your first trip, so you might as well do this now. You can come back here later, but I recommend doing it now. This way you actually keep having the ability to travel back to this location. There we go. Everything's now dead. And now there's oil everywhere. Great. I keep getting these bad items, so it's really not that case of me getting rid of them on purpose. It's just a case I can't use them at all. If you get an item or book that you already have, or items you already get, you don't want to deal with it. So the enemy I was talking about on Machina's field is a pain in the butt. He's the one that's on the observation post, so yeah, that's obnoxious no matter what. Observation post is an area that you can never really get to all that easily. There he is! Hi buddy, how's it going? The downside of doing this, however, as you can plainly tell, I lose my chain attack and I lose my blasted, obnoxious talent arc maximize. So, yeah, this technically is one of the few fights that actually drops the Magnum Charge art book. So if you don't get on your first shot, you can reload the save if you don't want to keep you over-leveled. But you can technically mess with that by just using the blasted abilities. Okay. Stupid, obnoxious pest. I don't know why he's being a pain today. Alright, that's it. I've had enough of your ugly little face. Or your lack thereof. There we go. Destroyer Salvicon is one of the few enemies that drops the Magnum Charge art book. So we need to grab this guy on the first shot. He did not drop the art book. So I gotta reload the save again. Be right back. Oh look, shade glasses. I got them back. Lamau! Alright, you know what? I'm not gonna bother. I didn't get a single art book from this guy, but I'm not wasting my time with this. This is just too obnoxious to go after, and I'd rather not worry about the Magnum Charge art book. We will be getting Magnum Charge eventually later on in the future. So, that's pretty much my reasoning of why I'm stopping with that, because it's no point. There's also one more unique monster I missed by accident. Now, this unique monster I missed is completely accidental, and it's just entirely my fault for missing it. I will also be doing one heart-to-heart per video, so in case you're wondering about a heart-to-heart, yeah, there's going to be another heart-to-heart around this video, so I'm going to cut to that point every single time. There is going to still be the responses that are negative responses at the end of the video, so keep an eye out for the episode. Also, if you're currently still watching, please like, comment, and subscribe, because I'd like to have comments around the videos, because for one, I like to interact with people who like to watch my videos. There is one unique monster up here, actually. Considering I forgot about it, I am dumb. You can come back here later, but you cannot skip travel, so keep an eye out. So, all the way over here, if memory serves correctly, I just realized I'm totally using Shulk way too much. Fiora, technically, is faster. I'm not kidding you. I have actually a quick step right now. Her movement speed right now is being affected thanks to the combination of Ricky and Fiora's own natural speed. The one unique monster is your Might Florence. Florence is one of the few enemies in the game. You're going to be fighting this with multiple enemies on the row, so keep an eye out. There we go. So, as you can tell, we're doing massive damage thanks to our auto attack. Fiora actually is better at auto attacking, but not very good at art attack. I'm not kidding, her art attack is actually one of the smallest. So we're just dealing with this guy very quickly. I think this will knock out everyone else around him. There we go. So our drones will kill Florence instantly. Good, that's taken care of. There's one more enemy. Oh, he had to be tickled. Great. Argus. Dang it! I'm really getting tired of the Argus items because they're actually terrible. I'm not kidding you, design-wise they're also bad, but it's just the Argus items itself. Divine Protect is not that good because it only activates at the start of battle, and the other one, which was a Lock-on Resist, is also pretty dang bad because it's not exactly that good either. Both of those items are pretty terrible. So, honestly speaking, I think we're done now. We have actually cleared out every single area in this entirety of Mechonis except for the Main Shrine. So, I'm going to go back to a heart-to-heart and just try to figure out which one I want to grab, because I know there's a lot of heart-to-hearts I can grab right now. Because I've gotten so much affinity. Alright, I'm back. Alright, time to do this heart-to-heart, just like old times. Shulk, can I ask you a favor? Just a little one. Absolutely, if you think it's something I can help with, I mean. Yes, it has to be you. This sounds important. What do you need me to do? Never mind, it's fine. Are you sure, Fiora? I don't mind what it is. Just ask if you need to. You sure you won't mind? Something's really bothering you. You never used to hide stuff from me back at the colony. I know I didn't, but that was a long time ago, Shulk. If I tell you, I know you'll get angry. Maybe, maybe not, but you'll have to ask to find out. So, what is it to be? Okay, here I go. Just don't get mad, please. We talked about this before, but if my body doesn't last... Fiora, stop right there! You said you wouldn't worry! That's why I told you not to get mad. I know this isn't the first time the subject's come up. But how do you know I'll ever be like I was before all this? I don't care about any of that. None of that matters to me as long as I get to be with you. You'll always be my Fiora. What about everyone else? You're fine with it, but other Homs, I know what they'll think of me. And I don't want them to tar into you with the same brush. That's why we'll move somewhere they can't look at you. Ryan and Dunman will follow us. I know they would. Shulk, thank you. Hearing you say it makes me happy inside. But I can't drag everyone away from their own lives. Maybe not, but I'll be there with you either way. Really? You'd leave everyone else for me? You're not just saying that to make me feel better. No, I promise I'll never leave you. So you'll have to promise me that you'll never forget it. That is definitely one of the better heart-to-hearts, I'll say outright. There's a lot of heart-to-hearts I have access to, but I'd rather do one per video because it's exhausting to do heart-to-hearts. I'm not kidding you. Because there's a lot of heart-to-hearts, but a lot of them are going to be covered at the end of the series, so it's because there's a lot. There's also a lot of them I want to get them out of the way, so yeah. Alright, so enough, I wanted to get that out of the way. And next time on Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, we're going to be heading to the main Shrine and hopefully confronting Egil. See you all next time.